You weren't supposed to feel sorry for them, but you did. And that's why these villains stick with you. Here are 8 villains you felt bad for, starting with Hal, known as Titan from Megamind, was just a creepy, awkward TV camera guy with a massive crush on reporter Roxanne Ritchie, who, by the way, is completely not interested. He doesn't know how to talk to a girl. He's that guy who finally works up the courage and still strikes out. We've all known someone like that before. He tries again and hangs on to the idea that if he's patient enough, it'll eventually work. And the more times it doesn't, the more annoyed he gets. Because in his mind, he's done everything right. And one day, Megamind's like, here, have superpowers. Finally, right? Finally, he can be somebody. So what does he do?
Being a hero is for losers. It's work, 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 24/7, and for what?
Which is insane because, bro, you just got free powers and a life coach. All he wanted was attention from Roxanne, but went full-blown stalker in a power suit. When Roxanne rejects him again, even after he uses his powers to kidnap and rescue her, something in him snaps. Hal went from awkward cameraman to power-hungry psycho.
Her first fight. This is so us. We're like an old married couple.
Look, there is no us, okay? There will never be an us.
Titan throws the world's worst tantrum, flying and flexing like a budget Superman. And where does this lead him? Dancing in a prison jumpsuit to Michael Jackson. You kind of feel bad for him, no pun intended.
I'm bad. I'm bad. That's right.
At first, Gabby Gabby from Toy Story 4 doesn't even feel like a villain. She's polite, soft-spoken, the kind of doll that makes you lower your guard because nothing about her seems, well, you know, bad. She's been sitting in an antique store forever, watching toys get loved, taken home, while she stays exactly where she is. And in her head, there's one reason why. Her voice box is broken. It always has been, and it's not her fault.
Wow, you need to fix that.
My record works just fine. It's the voice box that's broken. Does yours still work?
And honestly, at first you kind of get it. Like, yeah, if you thought one broken part was the only thing holding you back, you'd probably obsess over it too. But then she kidnaps Forky. Like, really? You can't just abduct someone and expect us to be fully on your side. And it gets worse because she plans to rip out Woody's voice box and replace hers. You don't get to be like, I just want to be loved, while committing toy organ theft. Yes, her voice box being broken isn't her fault, and she got dealt a bad hand. But dang, stealing someone else's is messed up.
All I want is a chance for just one of those moments. I'd give anything to be loved the way you have.
Heck, even Woody feels so bad for her that he gives her his voice box.
Can we agree on just one thing?
What?
That being there for a child is the most noble thing a toy can do.
I mean, honestly, her logic makes sense. Toys are supposed to be loved by kids. That's her purpose. But Gabby Gabby got skipped over her entire existence. The sad part is, just when you think Harmony and Gabby Gabby connect, she throws her away. Like, little girl, do you realize what this doll went through for you to love her? Man, if that's not a gut-wrencher, I don't know what is. At the end, Gabby Gabby finally gets what she always wanted, to matter to someone. It's the one villain on this list that actually gets a real happy ending. At one point, Francis E. Francis from The Boss Baby was literally the CEO, running things, the face of Baby Corp. Then one day his body is like, nah, we're rejecting this magic formula. And suddenly, he's not cute anymore.
I had it all. But then one day, I made a terrible discovery. I was getting old. The formula wasn't working anymore. It turns out I was lactose intolerant. No!
His own body starts acting up, which wasn't even his fault. Baby Corp does what every cold system does. He's replaced immediately with someone younger. And yeah, that part hurts. Watching someone step into your spot like you were never there.
I thought they loved me, but they replaced me with someone new. Someone younger.
That's horrible.
That's the moment you kind of nod along like, yeah, okay, I get why that stings. But then Francis makes a choice. He decides to be mad at babies. All of them.
You know how that feels, don't you, Tim? It hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And for half a second you're like, okay, that does hurt. But then you remember his solution is to literally end Baby Corp forever. and suddenly you're like, wait, hold up.
Once I launch my forever puppies to every corner of the world, they'll be so adorable. No one will ever want a baby ever again.
Francis E. Francis is one of those villains where you start off like, okay, yeah, that sucks, I feel ya, and then slowly realize he took this way too far. One day he's important, the next day he's not. But his solution? Genocide. So the sympathy only goes so far, you know? Dave from Penguins of Madagascar is a villain because he realized nobody cared about him anymore. Dave used to be the attraction. People came to the zoo to see him. That was his whole life. Then the penguins arrived and instantly stole the spotlight. And suddenly, nobody's looking at Dave. Every zoo, same outcome. The penguins roll in, do something cute, and Dave becomes background decoration.
Adorable penguins stole the show. While I was shunned, forgotten, unwanted, alone.
Eventually, Dave gets fed up.
You're the monster! Yes! I'm the monster. Everyone made that clear to me every day of my entire life.
He decides that if the penguins are what everyone loves, then he's going to turn the penguins into monsters, literally. He wants to capture them, make them disgusting, and send them back to the world. He just wants everyone else to feel what it's like to be ignored. And here's where you kind of feel bad for him. Buddy, otherwise known as Syndrome from The Incredibles, wanted his hero to notice him. In the beginning, he's just a kid who's obsessed with superheroes. Not in a creepy way, but in a this is what I want to be when I grow up way. He worships Mr. Incredible, knows everything about him. And honestly, how many content creators wish they had that? So when he finally meets his hero, he's excited, talking too fast, trying way too hard. And Mr. Incredible shuts it down immediately with,
"Fly home, buddy. I work alone."
To Mr. Incredible, he's trying to keep a kid safe. But to Buddy, that's rejection from the one person he thought would understand him. We feel bad for Buddy because we've all had our feelings hurt as kids.
It tore me apart.
Buddy decides heroes aren't real. You can't trust anyone, especially the people you look up to.
But I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone, especially your heroes.
At that moment, Buddy becomes Syndrome. Instead of wanting to be with heroes, he wants to replace them, outdo them, prove that he never needed them in the first place. Syndrome's whole plan isn't about justice, it's about revenge, with an unlimited tech budget to show the world that heroes are obsolete and that he's better than the guy who rejected him. He never got over it as a kid. Syndrome wants validation from the one person who never gave it to him, and when he doesn't get it, he decides no one else deserves heroes either. We understand how he feels, but come on. It doesn't explain why he killed 15 people and tried to murder a family with kids. The Toad from Flushed Away is one of those villains where, once you think about it for more than 5 seconds, you go, yeah, that would mess me up too. Before everything went wrong, the Toad was living the dream. Royal treatment, constant attention. He wasn't just a pet, he was the pet.
Of all the pets in Buckingham Palace, young Prince Charles fancied me the best.
Then one day, a guard flushes him down the toilet. One second he's royalty, the next he's closer to the toilet brush than the throne. Just like that, his entire world down the drain. Instead of accepting that a human flushed him, he blames rats.
Perhaps you forget that it was a rat who cast me from paradise.
The sewer is where he builds rules, systems, an entire empire, because being helpless is something he refuses to feel twice. Instead, he wants to be the man in charge. Rather than accepting that his old life is gone, he wants to make the rats pay for ruining his life. That moment proved the world could erase him without warning, and I think we can all relate to that. Kitty Cat from Bad Guys 2 didn't first start her crime on the streets. It was the classroom. She watched her teacher hand out lollipops to the good kids while she was labeled.
Back in school, we had a teacher who used to give the good kids a lollipop. And maybe it was my claws or my teeth, but she never, ever looked my way.
And yeah, that sucks, because Kitty Cat wasn't being punished for something she did. She was ignored for who she is. So she makes a decision.
It's hurtful. So one day, when the old fart wasn't looking, I snuck into the drawer and swiped the whole bag.
First of all, let's be clear. Stealing the lollipops is not okay. Matter of fact, stealing anything is not okay. But a kid's logic says, if I'm never gonna be chosen, I might as well take it.
After that, when the kids wanted lollipops, they came to me.
For the first time, Kitty Cat got the attention. People notice her, respect her, needed her. And that feeling means more to her than any lollipop ever could. Kitty learns a lesson early. Being good didn't get her anything. And from there, it snowballs. Every job she pulls, every rule she breaks, every risk she takes just reinforces the same idea. The more she takes, the more people look her way. That's why it's easy to feel bad for Kitty Cat. She didn't start out this way, but she became exactly what the world told her she'd be. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And honestly, I think some of us can relate. Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda is raised by Shifu from the time he's a kid. He basically raises him on one idea: you're special, this is your destiny. No pressure, right? He trains non-stop, harder than everyone else. His entire sense of self-worth was built on becoming the dragon warrior to make his father proud. Master Oogway looks into his heart and sees darkness. When Oogway says no, Tai Lung looks at the one person in the world who matters, his father, waiting for him to say something, anything, and Shifu says nothing. That's when old dude finally snaps.
Who filled my head with dreams? Who drove me to train until my bones cracked? Who denied me my destiny?
And honestly, that's a fair question, because he didn't come up with this destiny all by himself. His master did. Shifu's silence is what really damages him. And yeah, at this point you feel bad for him. He did everything he was told and got nothing. Tai Lung decides he's going to get what he deserves.
What I ever did, I did to make you proud. Tell me how proud you are, Shifu. Tell me.
And yeah, that's sad. Because when who you are depends on approval, losing it doesn't just hurt, it breaks you. And Tai Lung never learned how to come back from it. So sure, villains aren't always born evil. Sometimes they're made by circumstances, and sometimes, just sometimes, that's enough to make you feel bad for them. If you're still here, hit subscribe and click on the next video for more villain breakdowns, because trust me, there are way more tragic characters where these came from.